What is up, y'all? It's your girl Mariam. Thanks for joining me on another video. Today I'll be talking about 10 things I wish I knew before becoming an entrepreneur. So if that sounds like something that would be of interest to you, please continue watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. So here we go. Number one, I want every entrepreneur to know that it takes time. Like, I think we sometimes as entrepreneurs get so excited and we're like, okay, I'm going to start a multi-million-dollar business and I'm going to become a millionaire this year. And unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. It definitely takes time to be a success, to grow, to make the money. You know, sometimes you're going to need to make some failures to get to the bag, and that's okay. You know, we look sometimes online or, read articles and we're reading about like Facebook or Amazon or some of these other really, really big businesses that have made it almost like an overnight success. And it's not always that way. And that's okay. It definitely takes time to be a success, and patience is key. And it's a step-by-step thing. It's a day-by-day thing. And we continue just growing, pivoting, making different products and elevating, and eventually the success will come. So stay patient. It'll take time, but if you're ambitious, you're hardworking, you're driven, you're resilient, you're persevering, you're gonna get there. Number two, cash flow is king, guys. When I first started the business, I was just running, spending here, spending there, not really aware of how I'm spending money. And sometimes that isn't the best thing. Oftentimes, we overextend ourselves as entrepreneurs because we're so excited. We want to do so many different things. We have so many ideas. We have so many things that we want to put out there, and that's awesome. But I think it's definitely very important to kind of take a step back and really analyze the ins and outs of the business, the money coming in, the money going out. Am I overspending? Am I underspending here? Where am I losing money? Am I maybe spending too much on these events or shows, on promotions, or am I not spending enough on that? So I think it's very important to track the ins and outs of the business in terms of the cash to really understand what is going right and what is going wrong. And there's a lot of awesome softwares that could really help with that. Some things like QuickBooks, or, just even taking a pen and paper and writing down, okay, today is February, the month is February. This is how much I spent so far. This is how much I have brought in sales, and really understanding the delta. So you're not in a position where you're like, oh my goodness, like, where is my money going and what is happening? And I'm stressed out because I don't have enough money. And, that's when you run into cash flow problems. And believe me, I'm speaking from experience. So that's something I'll definitely advise you to really prioritize from the get-go. Number three, pivoting is important, and sometimes you're going to need to pivot. Sometimes you're going to need to switch up the business, switch up the product, switch up the service, switch it up, change the feel, change the packaging, change the flavors, change the ingredients. You're going to have to switch it up because consumers speak loud. And, I would really advise you to not necessarily be married to the idea and married to the concept of what you're putting out there, and understanding that sometimes it's okay to pivot, and it's okay to change the direction of the business and change what you're putting out there so that it is a success. It doesn't mean you failed, and ultimately, look, failure is part of the journey to success. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down here and there, but you're going to eventually need to pivot, and that's okay. And it's important to understand that that's part of the journey. And if that's what's needed to bring about success, then that's what you got to do. So pivoting is part of the journey, and it is okay. Number four, the fourth thing that I would advise every entrepreneur to do is to prioritize yourself. Yes, you. It is so important to prioritize yourself. I think as entrepreneurs, what we tend to do is pay this, pay that person, pay this person, and put ourselves last. And we work, don't take breaks, exhausted, not not in the best mindset. We're tired. And it's, obviously very important to prioritize many different things and prioritize, what it is that you need to prioritize. However, that needs to be you. That means paying yourself. That means, making money, putting some money set aside to pay you first before paying other people, to take some time for yourself so that you're rejuvenating, you're almost resetting so that you are the best version of you for yourself and for those around you. Because the last thing you want to do is just to be, angry, resentful, you can't pay your bills, you're stuck in a rut, you're in a negative mindset, in a negative space, and you're paying this person, you're paying that person, you're exhausted, you're emotionally not right, but you're like, hey, I'm showing up and this is an entrepreneurship journey. No, you need to put yourself first, because then you're going to be the best version of yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, for yourself and for everybody around you. And when you show up as the best version of you, you create so much better energy, so much more than you could possibly ever do if you're in a negative space and you're in a negative state of mind and you're exhausted and you're not happy and your bills aren't paid. So definitely need to prioritize yourself. The next one I would absolutely say is, I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes growing too fast isn't the best. So take your time. So what I mean by that is when we're, got in the groove, okay, we got a product out there, it's doing well, we're doing awesome, we're making the money, we sometimes get super excited and just start to go crazy and throw all the money and all the profits and all the available cash at just expanding so quickly. And as much as that is awesome and every business needs to expand and do well and continue growth, it sometimes could be a downfall to expand too quickly, too fast. And it is imperative to take things step by step and to really analyze your next step and, get excited, but reel it in and, take some time to really understand how fast am I growing? What are the benefits of me going super fast versus, what happens if things don't go right? Am I going to put myself in a very negative space where I can't pay the bills because I've overextended myself? And listen, y'all, I'm speaking from experience, and, at some point in my business, I got so excited and we moved into like a really big manufacturing facility and started getting all this equipment for manufacturing and expanding. And then I realized that my overhead was so high. It was so high. And I was not sleeping. I was not eating. I was all stressed all the time. And, I needed to reel that in and kind of take a few steps back and say, I expanded too quickly. I expanded too much. I need to dial it back and really focus on what I need to focus on and really understanding how to grow the business without just going all crazy, and we get so excited and that's awesome. And that's part of being a journey. That's part of being the boss that you want to be. But all I'm saying is sometimes, slower is better. Not necessarily just running so fast is always the best way to go. My next piece of advice would be surround yourself with positive people. It's super important that you surround yourself with people that are hustlers, that have positive mindsets, that have growth mindsets, that are people that inspire you to be better, to be greater, to really elevate and just be the best version of you. Because sometimes when you surround yourself with people that are negative, they complain, they don't want much for their life, they're jealous, they're envious, they're this, that, and the third, it's not going to bring about the best thing for you. You're not going to be motivated. You're not going to be the best version of you. So it's very, very, very important that you take care of who you're around. Who are your friends? Who are the people that you give time to? Are they making you better? Are they inspiring you? Are they teaching you how to be better in one part or another? And that's very, very important as an entrepreneur, because the journey is tough. It gets hard, it gets stressful, and having positive, ambitious, really good people around you can make all the difference, and it can really make or break you sometimes. So that's definitely something that I would absolutely advise you to be aware of and take care of, and be very cognizant of that, of who you spend your time with and where you spend your time. The next one is, I really believe that entrepreneurship is 80% mindset, 20% hard work. And, we can all work hard. Like sometimes, we have the 9 to 5, we put in the effort, we put in the work, we can all work. But what really differentiates success successful entrepreneurs from other entrepreneurs is the mindset. And, I heard a quote that said, businesses don't fail, people just give up. And I really do believe in that because, if your business isn't necessarily succeeding or doing, the numbers that you want it to do, or you're running into problems, it's time to pivot. You work on the mindset and you're like, okay, what do I need to do to switch it up? Maybe I need to come out with a different product. Maybe I need to do something different, completely just switch directions, as opposed to just saying, oh, you know what, I'm a failure. I suck. I'm not going to do it. I need to give up. This is not for me. Entrepreneurship is not for me. That's all mindset, guys. And mindset is so important to consistently work on. Just like you need to take a bath every day, just like you need to take care of your body every day, you wash your face every day, you need to take care of the mind every day. So that would, whether you need to go to the gym or listen to positive motivational videos on YouTube, or the podcast, or the books that you read, whatever you need to do to create a routine that really sets you apart from others, in honing in on your mindset and perfecting the talk, the negative self-talk, and making that a positive self-talk. That's super important because the journey is tough, y'all. It's really tough. And sometimes you're going to have days where you're on the floor and you're crying and you're like, what am I doing with my life? I lost so much money and I lost this and I lost that and this isn't working out for me. And, it is part of the journey, and you have to understand that mindset is super, super important. So when you get your mind right, feel the feels, feel the sadness, the negativity, or whatever, and then just let it go and keep on pushing. Because when you keep on pushing and you move forward, you elevate, you create success, you create, your vision, you go after your vision ferociously, persevere through it, and you'll get to your vision and you'll get to your goals. But mindset is super important. The next one is failure is inevitable, y'all. Like, nobody's entrepreneurship journey is like, whoo, okay, I woke up today, I have a business idea, and oh my goodness, I'm just bringing in the money and I'm just so happy. And it doesn't work that way, and maybe for some, and that's wonderful. But for most of us, it's failure. It's, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to run into problems, maybe a bad partnership, maybe a bad contract, maybe a bad business deal. Maybe you got yourself into, overspending here, overdoing it there. It's part of the journey, y'all. And it's okay, because failure is part of it, and you need to embrace it. You need to say, hey, failure, baby, come here, let me hug you, because you and I, we're going to be friends, because I'm not going to be afraid of you. You're not going to scare me. You're not going to make me feel any kind of way. I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to embrace you. Whatever it is I need to do to overcome you is what I'm going to do. So it's definitely part of the journey. I don't want it to scare you guys and make you feel like, you know what, I've run into this problem and now I need to stop. No, we figure it out. We jump through, we go around whatever we need to do. We embrace failure and we keep it pushing, because the most successful people in the world are the ones that failed the most. The next one is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Y'all, business, you're gonna be confronted with a lot. It might not be obvious, but I'm kind of shy and I don't like putting myself out there. And with business, I've had to do public speaking. I've had to pitch to investors. I've had to pitch to banks. I've had to, take on phone calls with some really big clients, and I get all nervous and shaky, and you overcome it. And it takes time. I get very anxious and very stressed out. And at some point I was just crippled with fear in regards to public speaking and stuff like that. And listen, I'm still a little fearful, but I definitely have progressed. And I understand that this is a journey. You're confronting yourself. You're confronting all your failures. You're looking at yourself in the mirror every day, and you're pushing yourself to limits that you didn't even know you could push yourself out of. So part of being an entrepreneur is getting uncomfortable, is being okay being uncomfortable. It's, saying, hey, problems, being uncomfortable, I embrace you guys. Come here. And I'm going to move through it, and I'm going to walk through it, because I'm going to be the success that I know I can be, and nothing is going to stop me, including myself, because sometimes we can be our own worst enemies, and we can be our own, hindrance to success. And so it's important to understand that, that I'm going to face that, and it's going to be a part of my journey, but I'm not going to let it stop me, because I am ferocious, and I'm going to I'm going to move through whatever I need to move through to be the success that I know I could be. My next one is just understanding that it's a journey, that it's time, that it's gonna, require some patience, effort, change, but it's a journey, that it's not gonna happen like this as much as we want it to. And it may, but it may not, and that's okay. And the journey is so beautiful, guys. And you're going to experience part of yourself that you didn't even know you had, parts of strength, ambition, creativity. You're going to tap into parts of you that, maybe you didn't even realize were necessarily there. So I do believe that entrepreneurship is a journey within self as well. You really confront all your fears, all your problems, all your weaknesses, and you face them head on, and that's what it is, and that's a beautiful part of it. But I want you to really hone in on your goals and your vision, and do it and work on it, and don't let anything stop you. And the next and final one is vision is everything. So it's important, guys, to really write down your goals, your ambitions, your desires, and where you want to go, and dream big. I'm saying whatever it is that you have out there, put it on the wall, write it down, put a vision for yourself and make it happen. Because guys, I understand that it's scary sometimes to think, oh my God, my goal is to build $100 million business. And that just sounds so out there. No, it's not. People have done it. The guy who started Amazon did it. The guy who started Facebook did it. The guy who started Netflix did it. This person did it. Why can't you? You can absolutely create the dream and vision you want to create for yourself, but put it out there. Make it real. Write it down. Think about it. Listen to it. Whatever you need to do, put it on a board in your room so you wake up every day and you see it. That vision for yourself, you really hone in on and focus on, and make sure that, you know what, no matter what happens in my way, I'm going to make that vision happen. I'm going to make it possible. It's a step by step. I might not make $100 million in the next few years, but guess what? 10 years from now, when I look at what I've built, I'm going to be so proud of the person I am, the vision I've built, the business I've built, and look at where I am now versus where I was, or where I would have been if I didn't believe in myself. So anyway, guys, that's just a few things I wish I knew before starting my entrepreneurship journey. Again, it is a journey. I encourage you all to do what you want to do, what you dream of doing. Start now. Even if it doesn't look right, just start, make the call, make the product, try it out, just make mistakes and just start your journey, because being an entrepreneur, I believe, is really the main way to freedom in so many ways. So I hope I inspired you in one way or another, and I look forward to talking to you guys more about my entrepreneurial journey. And thank you so much for watching. Again, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you all again.